And in instructing the church for what they ought to do when they gather together, Paul articulates clear principles of covenant renewal worship. First, Paul describes gathered worship as a memorial. Do this in remembrance of me. Literally, do this as my memorial. That describes the worship service. And this is what God described Old Testament worship as. It continues in the New Testament. And when God uses this description of corporate worship as a memorial, that means more than just a passive remembrance of something, but actually a reenactment of what God has done through his covenant relationship with us through the gospel. And so in corporate worship, we're simply reenacting God's covenant work through the gospel. Corporate worship begins with God's revealing himself and calling his people to worship through his word. We respond with adoration and praise. He calls us to confession of sin. We respond with thanksgiving, with confession. He declares us pardoned through the atonement of Christ. Then we respond with thanksgiving. He speaks his word to us. We respond with commitment. The whole service then climaxes with a celebratory feast where we eat and drink with the Lord and with one another. And then God commissions us and blesses us, and we depart to serve him. That's covenant renewal worship.